guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video, hi, I'm Alaina, and this is the Organized Money, where we talk about planning, productivity, organization, and managing money. If that interests you, then make sure that you click that subscribe button, as I would love for you to be a part of our little family. Today's video is on the 5 types of financial emergencies. As a financial coach, a lot of times I will tell my clients to only pull money out of their savings account if it is a true financial emergency. But a lot of times I am asked the question, what is considered a financial emergency? Now, this differs for every family, but I'm going to share with you my 5 situations that are considered a financial emergency in our home. The first situation is a loss of a job. Now, my husband and I are both self-employed, but if we lose out on a big client or some contract work that we were expected to use to care for the expenses of our home, this would be considered a financial emergency to us. If this was to ever happen, we would stop in our tracks, reevaluate our budget, and see how much money we would actually need to pull from our savings account. We have 6 months of expenses set aside for emergencies, and this would be considered truly an emergency until we're able to get back on track. Situation number 2 is a medical emergency. If something was to happen to where we had a true medical emergency in our home, then this would definitely be a situation where we will pull money from our emergency savings account. Because my husband and I are both self-employed, we do have to pay out of pocket for our medical insurance for us and our children. But if we had any additional expenses on top of that in order to cover our medical bills, we would definitely pull that out of savings if needed. The third situation would be an emergency home repair. Now, we actually had this happen to us a couple of times last year because of some repairs that we had to have done to our home. The first thing that happened was we had a leaky air conditioner, which actually ended up flooding out our kitchen, and we had to get plumbing and the floors redone. And the second expense was something major that happened with our pool, and it needed major repair. We were able to pull the money out from the emergency fund account and get everything fixed quickly. The fourth financial emergency is our car breaking down. Out of my 5 situations, this probably is the most lenient one. We currently have 2 cars, and if one of them needed to be repaired, sometimes I would wait to repair it until we had the money saved up. We would only use one car and then put the other one in the driveway until we were ready to repair it. But if we ever came into a situation where we absolutely had to have both cars working, then I would just put the car in the shop and get it repaired and pull the money out of our emergency fund account. It really does depend on the situation, but for the most part, this would be considered a financial emergency in our home. And the 5th and the last situation is needing to travel for a funeral. Unfortunately, we have had to pull money out of our emergency account for this situation also. We do not live in the same area as my husband's family, and about 2 years ago, he did have a family member that passed unexpectedly. At the time, we did not have enough money in our sinking funds account to cover the travel, so we ended up pulling the money from our emergency fund account so that my husband would be able to travel and be with his family for the funeral. Having that money set aside in an emergency fund account did make the situation a little bit less stressful. And that is our last situation that is considered a financial emergency. My husband and I have talked about these situations so that we are both on the same page in what's considered a financial emergency. If it does not fall into one of these categories, then we know that if we don't have the money on hand, then we simply can't afford it. And at that point, we usually just say no. Well, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Make sure that you are following me on Instagram. It's at The Organized Money, and I will see you in the next one. Keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Until next time, guys. Bye.